Hi, people. Something in my eye. I hope you're doing well. That's really good, Ollie. Anyway, I just have to speak on this. What I'm going to speak about now. And it's really important because this day and age, when people just think that manifestation is like a trendy thing, and it's just something that you can just do by like following instructions or following techniques or reading books or anything like that. Manifestation is a very sacred practice that you do in collaboration and in cooperation with God. It's co-creation with God. That's basically what it is. And there's just lots of things like happening now. Like, for example, shithead Trump, fucking big ball of methane gas, saying, "Oh, we just have Gaza. We just have it. We just own it." That is basically him trying to like use the law of assumption, which is one of the universal laws. There's 12 universal laws. One of them's the law of assumption, and people commonly use it as a manifestation tool in this day and age. It's become like fashionable, but that's not how the law of assumption works. The key for all the universal laws, okay, is the word universal. Okay, universal. What is the universe? God. Okay, so a very key ingredient in manifestation is God. Okay, and now there's all of these people who are non-believers supposedly manifesting. Okay, right. Supposedly they're manifesting, but really it's black magic. It's black magic. It's just people jumping on the bandwagon, following trends. And yeah, you might acquire things that way. You might get things like doing that. You might do, but it's not really gonna last. It's gonna backfire because it just wasn't meant to be yours to have. And basically, manifestation is moving according to the divine will of your life. And that's how you co-create with God. You listen, look, I've done videos about it before. You follow the signs that God gives you. Like, so you could only truly manifest according to your heart's desire. According to your heart's desire. It can't be something that you're doing because you've seen someone else do it and you're just jealous and you want to do the same thing as them. No, true manifestation is with an open heart, and you are listening and open to God and what God has for your life. Okay, right? That's a true manifestation. You can't just, like, at the end of the day, God knows your heart. It says it in the Quran very clearly. God works with people whose hearts is open. Okay, open. In the Bible, it talks about it as well, but it's not as clear. It's not as clear as in the Quran. And I'm not the type of person who remembers chapters, verses, or anything like that. I remember the messages. I've said it in previous videos. So if your heart is black and you're a psychopath and you've got very dastardly intentions and you're basically, your manifestations are to like hijack someone's destiny and use the law of assumption to just say, oh, it's mine, I have it. But there's a load of other people who are born on that land, that is their land, that is, God birthed them into that heritage, but they didn't birth you into it. Like, God didn't birth you into that heritage to be custodian, didn't birth you into those lineages. Then you don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have it. that those people exist. For the people, the true manifestors, the true people with open hearts, and the true people that do have it, people like big ball of methane gas, yeah, people like him, they create doubt and they create confusion and they create crisis in faith and they create struggle. And it's for the people with the open hearts that are in divine will. Their life is moving in alignment with divine will. It's for them to not get deterred. It's for them to not let the confusion get the better of them, and to not let people who say things like that feel like they've, like, not to let them feel like the big ball of methane gas has actually got any power, because he's not actually moving in accordance with divine will. Real manifestation is when you take action in alignment with divine will for your life. That's it. And you will know what that is. You will know what the inspiration is that calls you to do that. Children are very good manifestors because they're not corrupt. Children aren't corrupt. Children I mean, I can't say 100% children, because you do get the odd one that obviously is, you do wonder about. But in the main, children very easily manifest because they are still creative, and creativity essentially is co-creating with God. It's in combination with the divine. And children very easily do it. They're just more free-spirited, and they do operate in a very in a spirit of manifestation very naturally. They've not read the books, don't know the techniques, they don't know anything like that. They just move according to their intuition because they're more connected. And then life corrupts them. Life corrupts them and instills conditioning and all of these layers that most people don't choose to take off. It's only if you, like, God nudges you then to then take off the layers that have corrupted you down a path that really isn't for you, that people do. And usually it involves ego death and dark night of the soul and stuff. And God, like, that happens so you can know what really open-hearted people are. People who are open-hearted have been through the worst of the worst and are still, God still works with them. God still works with them. And that's how, because God knows your heart. There's people who you may look at them and they look like they're manifesting, and people do manifest. Like, the thing is, like, you can manifest from black magic, but just know that it's not with God, it's with the devil. So just know what's the binding route and what's the non-binding route and what's the free route, because the devil creates binds for you and wants to trap you and like clinch you in and take you down. That's the devil. But God will allow people to manifest like that, even to billionaire status. That God will allow people to think that they are protected by God, but they're not, because God knows your heart. God knows your heart. So you can tell the people who have got what they've got from doing very dastardly and deceptive and just things out of delusion, basically. And wealth isn't to do with money. Abundance isn't really to do with money. It's a factor of it, and you can get abundance from you can get money from being abundance, but abundance is from the divine. It's from your heart. Your wealth is from your heart. It's not money's not the root of it. Money comes from that, but it's not the root of it. People who are manifesting with money as the basis of what they're manifesting, and just think that, like, that is abundance. That's not abundance, because abundance involves God. Like God is at the center of it. God sanctions or doesn't sanction. And basically, like, God works with people who have open hearts. Like, God only works with what God can work with. So God makes you go through lessons and tunes you up and makes you ascend. I've talked about it in other videos before. I think it was more specifically recently about I don't know if it was a video or a post, but about Enoch, Idris. So Enoch in the Bible, Idris in the Quran, right? But God tunes you up and God works with you. If your heart is black and evil and dark and dastardly, and your intentions are always confusion and lies and deceit and exploitation and extortion and fraud and all of those things, God will just allow the devil to run roost with you and let you think that your spell work is the divine. Like, because God can't work with that. God just leaves that to rule the roost and just allows it. That's God's role in that process, because God doesn't stop it. And there's like it, and also it's important to know that one of the universal laws, again, I've said it in other videos, is the law of contrast. And without those kinds of people who get rich like that, there wouldn't be the contrast to know what's real wealth and what's not real wealth, and there wouldn't be the tools in this playground that is Earth to sharpen your discernment so you can know what's real and what's fake, and what real success is and what isn't real success. Because I'm sorry, but like these billionaires, they might have billions, but they don't have open hearts. So how can they really have success? They don't have open hearts. You're telling me that Elon Musk, with his 15 kids or however many he's got with 5 different people, I don't know how many people he's got as baby mamas, and whose kids don't want to know him, they grow up and they don't want anything to do with him. You telling me that they're happy? No, I don't think so, man. Like, he's trying to save the planet and get people off here, but he's actually killing the essence of humanity. He's not in touch with his own essence. How can you save people? You can't save people. One, you can't. Only God does that. But you can't be of any use if you're not in touch with your own essence. That's just that. Like, Elon Musk is just someone who thinks they can dominate. He's just a product of the patriarchy. He's not actually a good man with an open heart. Not really, no, not at all. And he's very misguided, very delusional, and he also says he doesn't believe in God. So that is straight away, you know, straight away, you know, that is a wrong one. Like, I mean, there's people that like, I think the most honest people when it comes to like God and being confused about whether God exists are the ones that say they're agnostic, because in truth you never really know. I mean, like, you do, but there's always doubt, always, and that is also from God. That is also from God. People need to understand this. But all of these people who just who are seeing those cronies who've got billions like as manifestors, they're not necessarily manifestors. And the people who settle, God doesn't settle, you know. When you settle and it's God ordained, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, big ball of methane gas, he's married to someone that he just likes on his arm. Like, she doesn't do anything. Like, she doesn't do it. It's someone that he can control, that he can say, oh, I have that. Like when God brings people together, it's a choice to have it. It's a choice to have it. It's not a forced thing, like, oh, that's mine. I that's mine. It's not like that. It's a choice to say, like, to have what God guides you to it and stuff, but you still can not choose it, or, you know, and that's God. God gives you that discernment. It's not like having something at the expense of the person that you're saying, I have that. Like, it's not at anyone's expense. It's a mutual choice. And basically it's not a manifestation from to get status or anything like that. Like, she supposedly manifested being first lady, but it's obviously she only cared about it for vanity reasons. She's not actually actively doing anything that a first lady would be expected to do. She even said that she doesn't even care about politics. Sorry, but come on now, people. How is people saying, oh, she manifested into that? No, that's literally not manifestation. That's deception. So people with discernment, who know about manifestation, who have open hearts and know what it means to actually move according to the divine will of your life, what it's not. So yeah, basically, like, you either get your free will in alignment with divine will or you don't. And sometimes God just lets you go on your little free will path and doesn't really stop you, doesn't really care about intervening, and they're the ones that aren't chosen. They're the ones that aren't chosen. They might look like they are because they're in, like, elevated positions on the material realm, but they're not really. They've not really been trusted with very much in the grand scheme of the universe. They're the people who abuse the law of assumption and don't actually use it in the way in which God intended, which is to follow God's intention for your life. And people sometimes don't want to admit that if they were to follow God's intention for their life, it just wouldn't be that big. Like, it's just not that big. And most people don't, they just let other people, like when I used to work in corporate, people would just get, like, their egos massaged, and if a manager thought someone's face fit, they would tell them to go for a job that they had no qualifications in, they didn't have any experience in. It's just that the manager just wanted someone that they knew that they could control in that job. But that person would think that they manifested that. But it's not really, because it wouldn't have been in any way. It's a detour. It's a detour that then God can use for that person or not for that person. Like, yeah, manifestation is not a trend. It's not like a new word for anything. It's a very, like I said, it's a sacred practice that's existed for millennia. Like, it's not a new thing. It's not, you don't even have to write anything down to do it. You just have to have an open heart and allow God to work with your heart. If you don't do that, anything you manifest, it's not going to last. It's not going to be true. It's not going to last. And basically, like, you're just corrupting the purpose that God brought you down here for. Anyway, it's been, I've wanted to speak on this for a few weeks now, like since Big Ball of Methane Gas was talking about having Gaza. Like, no, you can only truly have, if you truly using the law of assumption, what is divine will for your life. That's it. If that's not in your divine path, at the very least you'll be able to hijack it for a while. Like what? Like ISIS-Israel, they've hijacked Palestine for a while. In the grand scheme of the universe, 100 years isn't that long. God is annoying like that. Like, in God's time and our time is not the same. It's not the same. So anyway, yeah, I think that's it really. That's all I want to say about that matter. It's been coming for a while, and I've just been trying to like think about how I best want to express it. But yeah, it's just not that at all. Like, it's not black magic and just trying to emulate energy in order to draw something in, when that doesn't work on real people who manifest real, really according to their divine will for their life. That kind of people is spotted, like it's spotted and it's known as, like it's seen, it's very seen, and it's known that it's just people trying to get in your energy field and hijack it and infiltrate it and corrupt it, and it's just basically like God, when God really works with people from a manifestation point of view, God tunes you up through lessons to sharpen your discernment so you can spot it. You might not be able to spot it at the beginning, and it might take a few years before you start noticing when people are trying to do that and get you involved in all sorts of shady shit and things like that. But God uses any experience like that to sharpen you up and lift you up and elevate you, so that you do have, your mind is always sharper, and you're always stronger as a result. Your spirit is always strengthened and elevated as a result. God never leaves you behind. Even if other people do, God never leaves you behind. God always makes sure there's no waste from any experience that you have. And any experience you have, it will be used as a step towards what it is that God wants to take you anyway, because that's how God works. God always transmutes bad into good. Always, always, always. And it's not from it's not like disaster capitalists, because you can look at disaster capitalists and say the same thing, but that's not the same. That's not the same. When God does it, there's no harm. God uses the harm that you've experienced in order to elevate you and bring you higher and bring your spirit up. That's how God does it. Yeah, that's all really. Let me know if any of this helped you or resonated with you. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, help me get past 500 subscribers so I can actually access YouTube Partner Program help to stop all of these hijackers. Yeah, if you feel called to financially support me and my channel, you can do so via one-off donations via PayPal. The link is in my about section, and I have a GoFundMe for my poetry LP, which is also in my about section, and I have a Patreon, which I'll be more active on there if there's more people that go on it. But I do really want my own membership and stuff with more that doesn't involve a lot. Like, there's loads of weirdos all over here, so when people actually buy membership and stuff, they're really invested in your work and what you want to do, and they're just more legit. So I do want like, that was my main aim of creating Patreon. Like, if you do go over there, you can buy me a matcha latte for about £5. And if more people go over there, then I'll start creating more content over there and start doing more group things and have more community vibe over there. But if you do that and want to contribute on a monthly basis with a matcha, there's all sorts of other tiers as well, but matcha is the cheapest one. And yeah, if you do contribute over there, then we can get more of a, like, just have more of a close knit and like real community over there, rather than just all the weirdos that you get on here. And also unlocking the 500 subscriber mark, that would help me get membership on here as well as an alternative. And there's loads of content on Patreon already. It's just that there's no one over there. So I uploaded, like, it's been a few months since I've uploaded anything, but there's loads on there for people who want to join. And yeah, that's it really. Thanks for being here. Love yous. See you in the next video. Bye.